The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow stretch of water just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, has just been closed by Iran. Every day, nearly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this choke point. That's millions of barrels of crude moving from the Middle East to the global markets. And now, billions of dollars are at risk. In this report, we will cover exactly what happened, who is losing the most, how markets and governments are reacting, and why this could reshape the global economy forever. Late last night, Iran's Revolutionary Guard issued a warning: no vessel will pass through the Strait of Hormuz without our permission. Naval mines were deployed, missile patrols were positioned along the narrow waterway, and commercial traffic was halted immediately. Shipping companies scrambled to reroute vessels around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks of travel and millions in additional costs. The Strait of Hormuz is not just any waterway, it is the artery of global oil trade, connecting the Middle East to markets in the US, Europe, and Asia. Every barrel delayed has a ripple effect on billions of dollars in trade. Markets reacted almost instantly. Brent crude jumped over $120 per barrel. WTI crude surged past $115. Shipping insurance premiums skyrocketed, in some cases doubling overnight. Financial analysts estimate over $100 billion already lost in just the first 24 hours. Emergency measures were announced. The International Energy Agency released 400 million barrels of oil from strategic reserves to stabilize prices, a historic move unseen in decades. The closure does not just affect Iran. The world feels the impact. Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Billions in export revenue delayed US and Europe. Energy costs soar. Inflation fears spike Asia. Industrial output slows due to skyrocketing fuel prices. Even small shipping delays can trigger a domino effect, impacting food production, manufacturing, and global trade. The consequences are not just economic. Every increase in oil prices affects ordinary people. Gasoline and diesel prices rise at the pump. Food prices increase in supermarkets worldwide. Household budgets shrink as inflation rises. Analysts warn if the strait remains closed, the world could enter stagflation, a rare and dangerous scenario where prices rise while economies stagnate. This is more than economics, it is geopolitics. China and Russia are exploring alternate shipping routes, increasing dependency on pipelines. The US Navy is limited in protecting commercial traffic. Iran has gained unprecedented leverage over global energy markets. Military experts warn even a small miscalculation could escalate into a regional conflict with severe consequences for the world economy. Economists and energy experts caution oil markets could remain volatile for weeks. Shipping costs may double or triple. Losses could reach hundreds of billions if the crisis prolongs. Even countries with emergency reserves will feel the pressure. Stock markets are jittery, and investors are bracing for turbulence. The global economy is interconnected. A disruption in the Strait of Hormuz sends ripples from New York to Tokyo. There are two possible paths forward: diplomatic resolution, Iran retracts its warning, the strait reopens, oil markets stabilize, losses are contained. Prolonged closure, oil prices surge further, shipping costs rise exponentially, inflation worsens, and global economies struggle. Time is critical. Every hour the strait remains closed, billions are at risk, supply chains are disrupted, and financial losses mount. The Strait of Hormuz has been a flashpoint before, but never at this scale. Past disruptions lasted a few days. Today, experts warn this could last weeks or months. The world now sees the fragility of its energy supply chains. Nations dependent on a single route may be forced to diversify. More pipelines, alternate maritime routes, accelerated renewable energy adoption. This crisis could permanently reshape global energy security policies. Over $100 billion already lost, millions of barrels delayed, and the global economy hanging in the balance. The world watches. Will diplomacy prevail, or is this the start of a prolonged energy crisis? In the next 48 hours, the decisions made could change the future of global trade, energy, and politics forever. This is not just a story about oil. It's a story about power, leverage, and the fragility of the modern world. Stay informed, watch closely, and understand the Strait of Hormuz is not just a line on a map. It is the pulse of the global economy, and right now, it is under threat.